darlings, we're back again on 2 Points of View. And remember, we met Amanda and Jules at Fusion Rave. Guess what? We linked up and we're here to discuss more. Like, I know some of you were curious to meet them again, so we brought them back for you. So, I'm actually curious, what is your longest lasting relationship so far?
So for me, I'm actually currently in my longest lasting relationship. We've been together for 5 years and still going strong.
I know, right? The target is to get married and the matrimony.
We'll see, but we're doing good.
Okay, Jules.
Mine was not that long compared. It was 5 months, the last one. Why that? Because I'm traveling a lot and I'm changing city every year since like 3 years, so it's hard.
Oh yeah, maintaining it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I'm actually curious. If you were to give advice to other people, what would you suggest to maintain their relationship for a long period?
For a long period, staying in the same city for more than like 8
From
months.
Experience.
Yeah, exactly. The long distance relationship. I don't know.
Really work out.
Like for me at least, because I'm not like a big text writer, I would say.
Okay.
So it's pretty hard. And the distance, I'm traveling through all Europe. So when you are like more than 5,000 kilometers one from each other, it's a bit hard, even if you have the plane, which is easy to take, but still it's pretty hard to maintain that. So any advice? Staying close. And if you are in a long distance relationship, keep contact. But I'm not this person which is writing. So it's not working.
Well, I have a different perspective because for a big portion of my relationship, we've been in different cities. So like 2 to 4 hours away from each other. And actually I felt that kind of brought us closer to each other in a way. And it also gave us time to kind of develop our own life. And I feel like if you are aiming to be in like a really long-term relationship, for me it's been very beneficial to kind of have my own space as well, to kind of have my own hobbies and my own interests, especially when we are very young. So this way, like, we don't get too bored of each other and we have something new to tell each other every time we meet. And when we meet, it also feels extra special because then we like devote every second to each other. So yeah, in my opinion, the distance can be good, but of course there has to be like clear boundaries on communication and stuff like that.
Sure. So with what you mentioned, it just gave me an idea. For some relationships, people actually tend to try to bond by joining the same activities, having the same hobbies. And you were mentioning how it helps you to have your separate hobbies. Mm-hmm. Doesn't that actually cause friction? Because sometimes it can draw you apart instead of pulling you closer.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's true, and it depends. Like, of course, if both have very time-consuming hobbies or work, it can like cause kind of conflicts on when to spend time together, for example. But I also feel like it has a lot of good sides to it, because if both have some kind of own passion, they can kind of feed into each other. So like, if you like, I would be very interested in what you're experiencing and what you're interested in, then we could like have more to discuss about. But of course, having the same hobby also, like as you said, gives a stronger bond, and you have things to do together. And I think keyword would be balance. So having things together that you spend time on and then that you both like kind of bond in, but then also remembering to keep like your own friends and your own things, so you don't put all your eggs in one basket, I would say.
So do you agree with that?
Not 100, like partly, I would say. For me, one of the key also in my kind of relationship is to keep your independence while you are like with someone. So having split it activities, for me, it's really, really necessary. Mm-hmm. I can do whatever I want. She can do whatever she wants. And that's like the most important. And when we just need some moment together. So long distance relationship for me was not good, because sometimes you need these like gathering moments when you're sharing something. But all the rest of the time, independence should be like, for me, one of the priority, and trusting also, because when you're independent, you should trust the other. Yeah. And so this, for me, it's a good balance for having a, I would say,
interest.
fair relationship.
Okay. So in your opinion, long distance relationships and short distance, which one would be most suitable for long term goals?
Maybe like long time goes, short one because you can see each other like more often, and like that's like when you see your partner every 3-6 months. It's not that easy. Like I'm on that. She said she's long distance relationship, but 200 kilometer.
Yeah.
And was 2000.
Yeah.
So
that's
like
a bit
you have a little
different.
gap. That's
exactly.
exactly. If you can reach the person like bad mood one day, you can take the train or like take the car, and like 200 kilometers you can do it.
True.
2000, the plane, everything, it's more like more constrained.
And I also think there's a difference in like if you've kind of gotten to know each other while you've been close to each other and kind of established, like you know each other well enough, it's okay to kind of also take a break and move farther away from each other. Mm-hmm. And then of course it will be a challenge, but that can also like teach you new things about the person. And then if your goal is to get married or have kids, of course it will be easier to do it like when you're in the same city and same place. But as for young viewers and for young people in general, I feel like if you get into a relationship too fast and you're in the relationship for a really long time and you start to give up on your dreams or things that you always wanted to do. Like, for example, I know a lot of people that would like to work abroad or do an exchange, but because they're in a relationship, they're like, oh no, I can't leave my partner for half a year or for a year. And if you start doing that, and if the relationship goes wrong, then you'll start to kind of hold remorse. Yeah, you have regrets and you're like blaming your partner for not having lived your life. So that's like one thing that's really important for me. So like don't give up on your personal life dreams because of your long-term relationship or any relationship, because in the end you could regret it.
100% like agree with that. Like just follow your hurts before like also, because the other one should not constrain you to your own objective and your own development kind of.
And if it is meant to work out, I believe it will work out, and you will always find ways to like be in contact with the person and like find each other again.
We believe in that.
We believe in destiny.
I really believe in that. But it's like most people in young love situations believe, oh, I should be able to sacrifice. I mean, we're looking to spend life together. Do you think that is actually a detrimental thing for their relationship? Because some people believe if they make sacrifices, their partner would value them more because the person realizes how much you're willing to risk for them.
That's a really good question. I think if we're doing sacrifices, I would prefer the word compromise, like you're finding a middle ground. But if you're doing sacrifices, it should be like both, like from both sides, like mutual sacrifices. Like if you are sacrificing your dream job for a person, they should also be sacrificing something in their life. Because if it's only one-sided and only one person always sacrificing things in their life, that's gonna go horribly wrong, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. As I said at the beginning, like independence, same level. So here, exactly the same level. So if I'm doing sacrifice, she has to do one, and like equally, like everything we don't have one more than the other, and all on the same level.
You believe it always has to cancel out? At least it has to be balanced.
At least it has, balanced, and at least it has to be like really discussed. And how do you say? Yeah, I would say like one person giving up everything and the other person having everything is not the ideal. So the compromise would be like, okay, I will like not do this thing, but then maybe we could do a compromise in like kind of meeting halfway, or I don't know, finding some kind of middle ground that's good for both.
And even if we feel like if it was me, which I get the advantage because the other one is doing the sacrifice for me, I would feel super guilty.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have this feeling of like, oh, no, we said we equal. So even if the other one is doing the sacrifice, I would feel not good, and I think it's not yeah, it's not.
It's not
before.
very
Yeah,
brave.
it's not. Yeah.
Yeah, depends on how big the things are, of course. If it's like,
Okay.
oh, we're not sleeping at your place, we're sleeping at my place, like
Oh, very
maybe
Yeah.
that's
trivial
like
matter.
you don't
Yeah,
have to
no, but-
equal it out every
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
But if we're talking about really big life decisions, like, okay, am I taking this job opportunity? Am I going to this school that I want?
I'm
Am
quitting
I
my family.
am
or,
I yeah am I spending time with my family or my friends? Like in those kind of situations, like if a person is like, no, you're not allowed to spend time with your friends because you have to spend every second with me, like that's a sacrifice I don't think anyone should
Never.
make, because
Never.
like you should
It's not
keep
happening.
some of your own kind of
Okay, I feel like it's based on your principles of dating. I
Yeah.
think that's
Yeah,
what
definitely.
it is. Because I meet a lot of people here in Ghana and they're like, if the man says come home, they're going. Because at the end of the day, like if they're hoping to have a long-term relationship with that person, they could lose you, their friend, later on because of any squabble. But the relationship is what they're trying to build with. So they don't want to really lose that. So they put that first. That's their first priority. Family, friendship, whatever other relationships come second. Some people set standards in their relationship. Oh, I want my female partner to just get a first degree and then focus on trying to build a home with me. So this person just gets the first degree and tries to get skills to support the man. A lot of people have those traditional mindsets and beliefs. And like, it's so, in my opinion, it's so narrow sometimes because they could do more. Like there are a lot of opportunities. So I think it's the principles that actually guide all these things. Some people believe people outside Ghana actually have more freedom to do that because of where you are. Do you think it's about where you are? It's just because of your partner?
Wait, one thing that I want like to jump on what you say is you talk about strategy.
Yes.
For me, it's not strategy. We're still like maybe in our 20s or
Yeah.
we have to think that we have all our life to plan strategy and we will have a lot of like constraint all our life. So we also at the beginning of our relationship, beginning of our like building our life. So try also to think of today before thinking of always tomorrow and like further away, because sometimes we completely lose the I want to be in a relationship, but we never know, like maybe in 5 months it would happen something. So build the thing today and then you'll see what's happening in the future. Don't build strategy that we have to be together in 6 months and like she has to finish her degree and everything.
That's
You never
really
know
good.
before the end of her degree you would discover something from her or he, I don't know, like which you don't like or you're not matching anymore. So don't plan strategy, live day after day and then after, I would say.
I feel like that's why they actually set it according to their beliefs, because those people actually, that's where they bring the compromise and the sacrifices. Because if I used to believe you have to be this way and now I changed my mind, if you can't compromise to it, that's where the relationship comes to standstill. We have to discuss if you're really willing to go long term with me. And I think that brings a lot of issues. But I'm so glad we could have you here today. And
thank you
I'm
for
sure
having
they
us.
love the knowledge they got to hear from your point of view. So if you'd like to share your social media handles with people, do you mind?
Instagram. Oh, sorry. What?
Any social media handle.
Social media handles. Okay. So you can follow us on our mutual Ghanaian Instagram called Team Kumazi. And our personal Instagrams, mine is Amanda Puerto.
And mine is Julos.
Okay. So we'll drop it down there for all those interested. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.